If these leaks are real, family may be the heart of Doomsday. Alleged dis- alleged descriptions. That sounds very like series. Alleged descriptions of 4 separate teaser trailers for Avengers Doomsday have surfaced online, each spotlighting a different character or theme. If true, Marvel is rolling out a carefully staged hype campaign. Okay, so I'm going to give you the lowdown on all 4. All right. And then I kind of want to talk about this a little bit. So there's a Steve Rogers teaser, apparently, and that's supposed to be the first one. So Steve is shown riding home on a bike. He carries his baby boy, like different things. And the tagline reads, Steve Rogers will return in Avengers Doomsday.
Hmm.
Then Thor in the woods. So Chris Hemsworth's Thor kneels in the forest praying to Odin before a massive battle, asking for his safe return to his daughter. And then there's the Doctor Doom teaser. Now, it's shrouded in secrecy, only described as a Doctor Doom reveal. So you know it's going to be crazy. Maybe they'll get Trevor Slattery to do like the narration. Anyway, no footage details have leaked for it, leaving fans speculating wildly about how Marvel's going to introduce him. And then the fourth one is going to be like the whole, like the big ensemble one, like everyone's in that one. And there's like some idea that since they're really pushing Steve with his baby son and Thor with his daughter, and the first time we see Doom on screen is Franklin gets to look at his face first. And so that's also kind of a familial connection. So they're saying that maybe it's all family themed, that it's, tying all that stuff together and really talking more about lineage and like maybe making it about that. So but the release date is going to be December 18th of 2026. What do you guys think about these four different like teasers?
I think it's a smart strategy, mainly just because it seems like what they're trying to do is build that hype. Exactly, almost what you're saying right now, where they're building the hype when it comes to family and family ties to characters and everything like that. Unfortunately, I've seen the screenshot leaks of that first Captain America trailer.
Mhm.
Um, and it just because it came across my feed and the way they did it was like one of those one screen but it has 8 screenshots and it's like damn it, all right, well, I'm
Yeah.
not missing this. And the things that I've seen, it's obviously new footage. It basically was exactly what you just described right now. Him
Mhm.
holding his child, him on the bike, him folding his Captain America uniform back into like a crate. And it's I think that it's a good strategy. Again, I think that what the whole thing is, it's not only going to be families, but it's going to be an attempt to break families.
Yeah.
Especially with the way that what they're doing is trying to tie it from things that have been coming out. They are tying it from Endgame, and this is supposed to be directly tied into Endgame. So it's almost like they're acknowledging the multiverse stuff that's happened so far, but at the same time they're almost going to erase it with this movie being something that kind of messes with all the timelines all at once.
Do you think that this is going to be like a movie that we see what was going on while the other stuff was going on? So like this is taking place at the same time like the Disney Plus stuff is and all the movies like the Fantastic Four and all that. Like we're seeing Doom get to Franklin and he gets to Franklin last. Like he's already done all the rest of this.
I do believe that that's probably where they're going to go. It is going to kind of show, hey, here's where everything was has been happening, and this is what everybody's been doing in the meantime. Especially with the big major characters that have been kind of absent from everything happening.
James, what do you think?
That's a good point. I didn't think about that happening at the same time, but that would explain a lot. Like, when we watch some of the Disney Plus shows, we're like, where is everybody else? You know?
Right.
Like what
Yeah.
happened to their teammates? So that would explain a lot. So I'm interested. I didn't think they were going to do this, but they're going to do this. Like 4 different
Yeah.
trailers. I know there was rumors about it, but they're doing it. Like it's right upon us. It's pretty interesting. I do agree with the whole it's a family theme and something's going to be breaking because I think there's a good hook for like Steve and Thor that there's stakes that matter to them now.
Yeah.
Not just like, hey, we're going to go save the world again or the universe again, but it's more personal for them. So it makes me wonder what's going on with Doctor Doom. I don't know what
Yeah,
he's going to be doing with
not
Franklin though.
Dr. Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also this is where it gets a little weird, right? Like, do we think that the son that he has here, do we think that's James Rogers or Ian Rogers?
Ooh, I don't know. That brings a lot out. Like that's something that I don't know.
Because you have
Ex-
James
I don't know.
Rogers. Well, so James Rogers is Steve's actual son. He names him after Bucky. And Ian Rogers is his adopted son in the comics, but you could easily make Ian his actual son, depending on which way they want to go with that. And Ian is much more of an expert in hand-to-hand combat versus where kind of, you know, James is the actual kid that he had with Peggy, so it would make sense.
Yeah. You know, and hopefully it is James. Cause didn't they show like a picture of her kids when she was dying in one of the Captain America movies? And didn't she have a son and a daughter?
I think
Yeah.
she did.
I want to say, yeah.
Yeah, who was what was her name? His
Well,
love
no,
interest
not
in one
Sharon.
of these. Sharon.
No, Sharon Carter's was Peggy's niece.
Yeah.
That would be weird because he did kiss her. And maybe
Again,
did more stuff off screen. We don't know.
the family theme. It's a family affair. Oh, affair. I shouldn't have said that. Okay, anyway.
Oh my
Ouch.
gosh.
Frey, what do you think about all this?
I like what you guys are saying. It really does line up with a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing. And it really does pay off a lot of that. Thor getting a daughter that's not his own really, but he loves her as his own. Seeing Doom first with Franklin
Yeah.
is also an interesting, and then also and Steve, like actually getting to see the stakes that Steve has now. I love that idea. So yeah, no, I'm totally on board with all of this. And I just think it's funny because everybody's like, "Oh, we're gonna have to see this trailer," and then they're like, "Oh no, it's gonna be 4 trailers," and then it's like, you know what? Fuck you. Fuck you.
It's
I will see
smart.
them all later.
It's smart marketing on Disney's side because now I know at least 3 of those are attached to Avatar, so that's going to force people to go see Avatar.
Yeah, 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? I don't want to see Avatar once. Why would I want to see it 3 times? I am not doing it. I'm not.
You don't have to sit through Avatar.
I refuse, Disney. I refuse. Okay, I'm done with that. I'm over it. We'll talk about Disney a lot more later, and I have some things to say about little Mr. Bob Iger. Okay, so next, it's my guy. It's my little guy. From Hell's Kitchen to the multiverse, Daredevil may be suiting up for the biggest crossover of them all. He's going to cross over to my house. Reports claim Charlie Cox will reprise his role as Daredevil in Avengers Secret Wars, marking his return to the big screen after Disney Plus appearances. So here's like the big things about it is this is going to be the first time he's in an MCU movie since Spider-Man No Way Home. And the rumors that tie his arc to multiverse battles and potentially expanding the street level heroes roles in cosmic stakes. So maybe not just him. Maybe we'll see Jessica. Maybe we'll see a couple of the people from the Disney stuff. I don't think it's going to be Tatiana Maslany because she basically told Disney to fuck off. And then also Daredevil's presence in Secret Wars could point to him also appearing in Brand New Day.
Right.
Because they said Brand New Day leads right into Doomsday, right?
Right.
And so, you know, him saying, "Oh, I'm not in it. I'm not in it." And people going, "Are you the werewolf?" I think he's the werewolf, y'all. But So Secret Wars is going to come out a year and a day after Avengers Doomsday, right? So it's like December 17th, 2027, whereas Doomsday premieres. Oh, no. It's like one day less than a year because it's the 18th in 2026. So Phil, what do you think?
I think it makes sense, and mainly just because even though he is basically just like a like a sense enhanced person fighting amongst metahumans and things like that, um his on-screen acumen and just kind of the way that he conducts himself, his fight style, like everything about him just screams that he needs more like big screen stuff. And the one like the one big screen moment that we had with him was him being a lawyer as Matt Murdock, but not fighting. And I want to see, with the way that his character fights and the stunt team that is behind Matt Murdock, I want to see what they can do on the big screen in a higher stakes, bigger budget than what they already have. Because, we all know 90% of the budget for Daredevil goes to those fight scenes. So it's like, so I want to see that same care done to him on the big screen.
And also the blood packets.
Right.
Because they gotta use a lot of money for that.
God, his face is covered in blood in every scene, in every season of Daredevil, including the Disney one, because the Disney one, and they also had a huge budget, spoilers, for the scene where Fisk crushes that dude's head.
Right?
Yes.
Well, and then Frank, when Frank got beat up, he was dripping with blood.
Yeah.
Their blood budget, I'm telling you, it has got to be massive.
They're just like making corn syrup.
Just like we don't want you to make meth. We want you to make corn syrup. So
we need more blood.
Corn syrup now. There's a market for that. I think we can do it. Are we starting a business, y'all?
I think we might be.
James, what do you think?
Well, I think this is a good idea because, there's not a lot of hand-to-hand fighters left. Like ScarJo or Black Widow is gone. Black Panther, are the new Black Panthers doesn't really do a ton of hand-to-hand type stuff. So I keep picturing like the way Captain America or Nomad was that Infinity War, where he just had the two pointed shields and just coming at aliens or whatever it was. We need people that can do that, and I think bringing Daredevil in to do that would be interesting. So I could definitely see that happening. Plus, having people like Thor is way OP. He's way too OP. So we need people that are kind of grounded that could take a punch.
Yeah, he's full god status at this point.
Exactly.
So it's like, like he is super OP, and then you have Captain Marvel, who is super OP. You have so many Scarlet Witch, which rumors are that she's going to be back by Secret Wars, super OP. Like just all these characters, and then now we're bringing in mutants who have nothing but OP characters. So yeah, we definitely need some of those grounded fights. Supposedly we're supposed to be getting more martial arts in Brand New Day, like with Spider-Man. He's supposed to be fighting the hand and all that. So I mean, like, I want to see more of that hand-to-hand combat stuff.
Yeah, I think that's part of the reason why they didn't have the Hulk in Infinity War, is because he would just be OP, and like whatever Thanos threw at them, it's like it didn't matter.
Yeah, I need more Shang-Chi. I'm sorry, I've been saying this on threads for like the last month. I need more Shang-Chi. I'm so upset that we have not had Shang-Chi in 5 years.
Let's get it.
I mean, Simu was busy being a Barbie, but whatever. Okay, speaking of Spider-Man. Oh, look, it's Charlie Cox again. Spidey, Punisher, and Grey Hall. They're not walking anywhere. Sounds less like a team up, more like a demolition derby.
Kind of does.
If I hadn't fucked it up, it would have been great. Rumors suggest Spider-Man Brand New Day will feature Peter Parker teaming up with the Punisher to take on none other than the Gray Hulk. That's right, fellas. The Gray Hulk. Not Maestro, but Joe Vixen. All right. So Spidey plus Punisher alliance. Are you ready? So a rare team up that could bring Marvel's darker street level vigilante into Spider-Man's orbit. I see like Spider-Man doing all these jokes and stuff, and Punisher just being like, "Are you done?" Like that's really what I see, and I feel like it's just going to be perfect. It's going to be chef's kiss perfect. Anyway, the Joe Fixit persona of Hulk is rumored to be the antagonist, adding a morally complex foe. And then, I mean, I said this too, the Spider-Man quips and the Punisher's grit, but I feel like he might corrupt Peter a little. Peter might get a little darker viewpoint. So anyway, it releases on July 31st of 2026. So less than a year, like 7 months. Phil, what do you think?
It's interesting if they're bringing in the Gray Hulk, if they're bringing Joe Fixit in. Are they going to Vegas?
He could leap there.
So.
Like, is Peter even old enough to go to Vegas?
Not yet.
Well, he graduated high school. So
yeah,
yes.
But that's 3 years later. Is this 3 years after he graduated high school? Like, I mean, it could be. They could be telling that story because, I mean,
You can
he's old enough
go
in real
on the
life.
floor at 18 into casinos, buddy.
Yeah, but that's not fun. Vegas isn't fun until you're 21. I'm sorry. Unless you're a Raider fan, then you can go be disappointed at Allegiant. But I mean, like,
That was uncalled for. That's unsportsmanlike conduct. So I'm throwing the flag.
The Emirates game that the Spurs are in right now.
Oh, there you go. That's fine too. No, yeah, and Frey, you know my reference to that. Joe Fixit like first emerges in Vegas. So it's like, are they going to Vegas or are they going to reference Vegas with this? But I like that they're bringing in the different versions of the Hulk. I think eventually, given that they keep expanding on the Hulk in this, I feel like they're almost setting up Agents of Smash at this point, which would be really cool.
No, I want it.
Yeah, I know. Like if we're getting Gray Hulk, we've already got Red Hulk, we've already got the original Hulk. We've got multiple versions. If we get, we've been introduced to Amadeus Cho in an alternate universe, so it's like, okay, we get Amadeus Cho, and we get
She-Hulk.
We have She-Hulk. That's right. So like, it almost seems like they're setting up, like inadvertently setting up Agents of Smash, which
we have really 5 cool. Hulks. Are we talking 5 Hulks in the MCU right now?
If it's true that we're getting the Gray Hulk, and again, Amadeus Cho has been introduced, but he hasn't hulked out yet. So it's in the MCU, his mom was introduced, so we know his mom exists in the universe. And again, he's a scientist in an alternate universe at this point. So, we know Amadeus Cho is there, which means they're begging to have the second Hulk come out. And technically, we have the Hulkling too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With weird hair, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we have the Hulkling. Scar is here, so I mean, like technically, we have another Hulk. So I mean, there's a couple of different Hulks that we have. I think that it makes sense. That also makes sense to have Spider-Man and Frank Castle, to have Peter Parker and Frank Castle, instead of fighting regular Hulk, you're fighting the Gray Hulk, who tends to be more savage on the front.
Yeah.
On the front end, and then he's more reasonable on the back end, but it's like he tends to be way more savage on the front end.
Punches first and ask questions later.
What would be cool is if we get a moment where Bruce shows up and punches Joe Fixit in the face, and we get some Hulk on Hulk action. Whoo! Be so dope.
And then the porn parody would be totally different.
Oh yeah, Hulk on Hulk action. Didn't that happen?
Right.
Didn't that happen with China back in the day?
Okay, stop.
I'm
James.
not feeling this. I think there's too many people with the gamma rays and the Hulkness. There's too many people with the secret serum that's not so secret. Everybody can be a Captain America now out of nowhere. So I don't like it. I feel like this is a quick fix for a villain or something to fight, but I don't like it. Like, I don't know who Joe Fixit is. Like, we're just gonna throw another Hulk in? Like, what? Nah, I'm not feeling it.
So his tacos are off the table for this one.
Yeah.
I guess so. To call back from, I don't know, episodes ago, since we haven't done that in a while. No, at this point, I'm just like so over how many people they've talked about being in this.
Oh, where
that
are
I'm
your
like,
tacos?
No, I'm like, just do it. Just put everybody in it. I don't care anymore.
But
Like,
again, I've
my
mentioned
tacos are ambivalent at
Right.
most.
Again, I've
so.
mentioned that as long as the way that they do it is not just, characters in the entire movie for the entire movie, it's like you can do an opening scene. They've done this in other movies. You can do an opening scene with Peter and Frank teaming up to fight Grey Hulk, and that's like the opening, insight into what's happening in the movie, and it's more just showing like kind of like what Spider-Man has been doing since he's been since nobody knows who he is again.
Or they could do a thing where they're fighting Joe Fixit, and then it like stops, and you hear Tom Holland like say, "Oh, hi. Let me tell you how I got here."
Yeah.
And then they go back, and then it ends with, that would be cute.
Or you do a or at some point in there you've got to do a sun's going down, big guy, and Joe just looks at him and punches him across and like into a building. And it's like that usually works.
He's like, it's noon.
No, but like because that worked with David, right? But it's that David with Bruce. God, harkening back to the 70s. Sorry, harkening back to the 70s. That worked with Bruce, right? But it's like Joe Fixit isn't Bruce Banner psyche wise, so it's like